They tell me I need to introduce myself, so I will. I'm Grandpa Dave. I've been called that for 12 years now, or even more. I got so that I introduce myself as Grandpa Dave, just to other people. I'm just in the habit of it. And today we're going to talk about some of the things that you need to know about your community. You know what the community is? Community is a group of people living in the same place. All of these people around me are my immediate community. I've got really good neighbors on both sides of me. They look after me. We exchange help. They're gone for the weekend, and so I keep the flowers watered and keep them in. Every time they come back, the flowers have grown 3 or 4 inches, and that's because I put some fertilizer on it for them. And we just do that. In the wintertime, he comes over and cleans my sidewalk so I don't fall off or fall down. Both neighbors will come over and do stuff for me, just volunteer, just do it. And whenever I can, when I help them out, whatever I can. And I'm what they call a volunteer. I'm a foster grandparent. Head Start is my favorite place to work. The kids are my favorite people to be around. I actually prefer my community to be my kids rather than the adults over town and stuff. I have been here isolated for 6 months. So if I rattle and talk too much, I talk too much. But they asked me to read a book to you, and I will, because this turns out to be one of my favorite. What color is a policeman's uniform? It's blue. Most of them are. Now, if you're a state policeman, they're brown. Or a county policeman, they're brown. But they're there to help you, and do not be afraid of them. Don't hide from them. If you need help, call them. And how do policemen travel? Well, mostly you'll find them either on foot or in their car, police car. And what color are these blue lights? Right, Dave. Right, Dave. But they also travel in a helicopter or a bicycle. Do you know what a canine is? It's a police dog. And a police dog, what does a canine do? They're trained to sniff out clues and crimes and drugs, but as much as anything else, they protect policemen on patrol and catch the bad guys for them. I have ultimate respect for my policemen. I've had good neighbors, they're good neighbors. And guess what? Anybody know what this is? That's a fireman, and what do? They put out fires. But they also help in emergency 911 situations. Every time an ambulance comes up, policeman or a fireman shows up too. What's an ambulance? Can y'all recognize an ambulance? And if you're driving down the road and you hear the siren and lights of an ambulance, what should your mom or dad do with the car? Pull over and get out of the way, because somebody really needs them to get there now, and they don't need to poke along behind you. In emergency, what do? Should you do? I bet you sometime this year in school you'll practice dialing 911. And what that do is that connects you to a trained person to get you to the right help, and immediately get you some help coming to your house or wherever you are. So you want to know where you are, and so if the emergency people ask you where you're located, you can tell them, I'm at Head Start, okay, and I'm at the church or wherever you happen to be. To answer the 911 operators questions as best you can. If you don't know the answer, that's okay. Oh, you guys know what this is, don't you? It's a school bus. And should you play around on the school bus? Or should you have your seatbelts tightened down? Should you be jumping up and running around? What happens if you have an accident and you have a seatbelt? You stay in your seat. Which school supplies match which subject? What's that? That's a globe. That helps you with locating where we are. You know where Australia is? Or do you know where South America is? Do you know where the North Pole is? Do you know where Montana is? Do you know where Missoula, Montana is? If you don't know, ask your teacher. She'll show you on a map. Why do you need a pencil? So you can write down your answers, so you can draw your pictures. What's your favorite subject in school? In Head Start, my favorite subject is magnets. You ask your teacher to help you work with the magnets, because it's not magic, it's magnetism. How long does it take you to get to school? Does your mom take you? Dad take you? Auntie? Uncle? Do you get in the car with anybody that's not your mom or dad or supposed to? No. And you don't go out in the parking lot without the teacher telling you that it's okay to do. We're very interested in protecting you. Okay? And that's why during this virus thing, parents can't come in because we don't want somebody else, this dad or uncle or so, that got exposed to the virus to bring it inside the building. We figure if we can keep it outside the building, we got a chance of keeping you safe. Where's your closest library? How many books did you read this summer? Do you have some books by yourself? Every time we have books given away at Head Start, and they do give you free books to take home. I pick up one or two for myself and read to the kids. And I got a whole trunk full of them up there. I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old neighbor boys, and they're homeschooling. And I just gave them a bunch of books to read for the older kid. If you're the younger kid and you got a younger kid in your family or younger friend, read to them. It's a lot of fun, you know, and they'll tell you if you're wrong. And be ready for them to ask you to read the same book time after time. Have you been to a story time at a library? Well, with this virus, we can't go to the library because we have to keep our distance. Did you see what I did? I coughed, and where did I cough? I coughed in my elbow. I didn't cough in my hand because if I coughed in my hand, guess where it goes? And what'll help you if you cough on your hand or whatever, even if you just touch things. Thank you. I need that. Even the book. Who helps you find books in the library? Do you know that? If you don't know, you better ask your teacher or ask a friend. You know, they asked me to read that book. No way you can get me to stop talking. I love my kids. I'm concerned about you. I hope to get in and see you one of these days. But if I can't, they're using these videos to take that place. So enjoy yourself, and because I know for a fact you've got the best teachers there are, and the best helpers there are. Thank you. This morning I come out to water my flowers, and a big 4-pointed buck and a big doe were trying to eat my family thing. And they looked at me and just like a kid said, "Oh, don't bother me," you know. So I come out and scooted them away, and danged if they didn't go get the flowers next door. So I went over and got just walked up to them, and they very calmly walked away from me and jumped over the fence in the next yard. And she's a friend of it. She's part of my community. Did you see what I just did?
Oh, no, right.
See, you have to think.
There you go.
Anyway, she's part of my community. So I went over and chased them out. She's all business. So I chased them out of her house so her flowers don't get eaten. And I don't know where they went.
They've been eating
after
some of yours.
You know?
That was good.
Everybody's welcome in my yard with the deer. And the deer are welcome if they're walking on through. But you can't eat my flowers. Talk to you later.